right, let's get cracking. This video is about budgeting for your race team. While that sounds easy, I feel that documenting it in a form I use helps bring to light where a lot of money actually ends up going. Helps plan for the future and helps you be more transparent with your drivers. Some of the problems I've seen in the past is teams dissolving after they run out of money when something catastrophic happens to the car, or people end up getting asked for more money during the event and the car owner gets stuck paying for everything. Below will be a link to a blank copy of this form. Feel free to share it with your friends, Facebook page, whatever you like. And if you have any suggestions or things you'd want me to add to this form that you think would really help, please write them in the comments section below on the YouTube video. That way all the comments are together and we can have some good conversations about them. And I definitely don't know everything. This tool has worked for me. I've created with a couple other inputs from several teams and their captains. So if you don't feel like it's going to be a valuable tool, no hard feelings. I'm just trying to help out. This form has a couple things. I just named it. I created a blank one. It's called the Blank Race Budget Form 5000 because it's my 5000th iteration, obviously. Going through the table of contents, the following things that I will be going over for this form is obviously your cost per race. This is the master sheet. This is going to give you your running cost, car depreciation. It's going to give you your total cost with admission, without admission. There's quite a few things you need to plug in here, and we're going to go through all of that. To-do list, this is just stuff that it's not even necessary. This is like having a whiteboard. I just like to keep everything on one file. Every time I go to a new race, I just create a new one of these. Car depreciation, which is how much you are expending on your car or how long you think things will last on your car. That way you can plan ahead and start developing a little piggy bank for your vehicle. I like to keep a separate bank account for running the race car, as well as I like to run it as a self-sustaining business model or a non-profit business model, really. I'm not trying to make money. It's not even my car, but it is. You got to plan ahead. Wear and tear on your vehicle, well, while something may not break on a particular driver, he is contributing to it eventually. It's much easier to account for that ongoing than when something breaks on a driver. We can ask that driver to pay for your wheel bearing just because it happened to go out on him. It doesn't make any sense. If everybody's chipping in a couple bucks on everything, slowly you'll always have some money. Wheel bearings go get some new ones. You shouldn't be getting wheel bearings from the freaking junkyard unless it's so rare that you can't find them in a store. It's a safety item. Brakes, safety item. You gotta get new. You're not gonna get used brake pads. You should have a little piggy bank for that stuff. Yeah, brake pads aren't expensive on some cars. On some cars, it's really expensive. Water pumps can be really expensive on some cars it's not. I don't really consider reliability stuff as cheating as far as Lemons is concerned. You can use this for champs, you can use this for any real racing team. It doesn't really matter. Obviously, you know, if you're really high up there, you're gonna have an accountant or something. This is my driver's list. This is normally where I'll put drivers that are interested while I'm going through, as well as, you know, I'll have me here as one of them. Anybody that is, just to account for everybody, you know, I'll have Joey in here, and then I'll just start adding people who have submitted an application that are interested. Road Atlanta is an easy race to fill, which is the one that's coming up, whereas some of them are a little bit more difficult. Spending, this is just another form that doesn't influence the actual cost per race form. It's just, I'm just tracking where I'm expending money. I buy a lot of parts from Amazon, that's why there's an Amazon column. My Amex, if I take out money out of my PayPal. That way, if I'm spending money, I can reimburse myself when I do get money in, so that I'm not paying a bunch of money on, though you can just ignore those last two. All right, so let's get cracking. First thing we need to figure out is our car's depreciation. What is slowly wearing and breaking down? Now, this is gonna be estimates and guesses, as you can see some of the numbers I've already put here, and every car is very different. If you drive a Cheaty LS, you may be able to go to a junkyard and get a cheap $500 engine. Although I doubt they have those aluminum ones that everybody's running all the time. But that being said, front brake rotors. Let's say your brake rotors cost, I don't know, 50 bucks. And you have to replace them, let's say every 4 races. That's now costing you $13 per race. You can see where I'm going really quickly for this. Rear rotors, let's say they're slightly cheaper, 30 bucks. And you gotta replace them, I don't know, every 6 races. Rear hubs and bearings for RX-8, they're really expensive, at least for the front ones. Front ones are 400 bucks. For the two, let's say they last, I don't know, 8 races is generous. Let's say 6. And that's from Mazda. That's $67 a race that I have to pay out for that. You can't run aftermarket wheel bearings on an RX-8 apparently. You can only run Mazdas. The rear ones are much cheaper. I think they're like 60 bucks. Let's just say that. We can do it it doesn't have to even be based on my car. I'm just giving you examples. Let's say that wheel bearings are really cheap on your car. I don't know, they're 60 bucks for the front. There you go, 60 and 60. So 10 and 12 bucks, not so bad. Let's pretend it's a Ford Festiva. Front calipers, you can probably get a rebuild kit or something like that. I don't know, let's just say 50 bucks just for shits and giggles. Or I don't know, let's say $100. Let's say you have to rebuild them every 5 races. Rears, maybe they last longer and they're cheaper. Let's say 80 bucks. You know, and I don't know, they'll last 6 races. Coils and leads, RX-8s, they tend to go pretty quick. I got some Black Halo Racing ones that were sponsored, which have been phenomenal, so I'm hoping they'll last a long time. Let's say your coils are super cheap and they last a while. Let's just say $100 for all of them, and they're gonna last you 6 races. Spark plugs, pretty cheap, 20 bucks for all of them. Fire suppression system recertification, I don't know how much that costs. I put down every 2 years. You should have a cost going to that. I mean, everybody's using it, right? I mean, hopefully nobody's using it, but at least it's there. You got to pay to have it present. Better to have it and not need to not have it, right? So let's say, I don't know, it's 50 bucks to recertify that thing, and we have to do it every 2 years. Let's say you race a lot, so 8. Obviously don't have my formula in there, but I don't know. I'm not too worried about that one. Transmission. Let's say you go through transmissions really quick, or you need them constantly. Let's say you can go to the junkyard and get them really cheap. 200 bucks. Let's say you go through them a lot though, every 4 races. That's $50 a race it's costing you. Clutches. I know some of you guys can't handle very well and are constantly replacing clutches, or you're dropping the clutch or just driving too hard. Whatever. I don't know what I'm talking about. But let's say you get new clutches because you don't want to be pulling that tranny out all the time. 300 bucks, and they last you 6 races. That's 50 bucks a race you're spending right there. Shocks or rebuilds, I don't know, let's say 200 bucks, $50 each, and they last you 6 races. Motor, man, I don't know, let's say 500 bucks, right? It's lemons, and you're crappy at building motors, last you only 3 races. Or let's say 4. Easier math. You can change this to whatever you want. Every vehicle is different. Differential, I don't know, let's say 8 races, or let's say it cost you junkyard, 150 bucks. Wheels, how often are you denting those wheels? Are you running Steelies? Are you running magnesium alloy wheels? I don't know. Some of you guys have some really nice wheels out there. Sooner or later, someone's gonna hit a curb so hard, it's gonna damage it. So let's say your wheels are cheap, 100 bucks each. Let's say you lose one every 5 races. Hardware, nuts and bolts, etc. I don't actually use that. I have a miscellaneous charge that I have on the other page, which I took away just to squeeze people in. Body work, you can figure that out. The formula is pretty simple. How many races you're gonna run before you think that that piece will expire, and the total price of that piece divided by the 2. That's your number right there. Windshield, already had that happen to me. Thanks, Thomas, and it wasn't even moving. Windshield was $220, and that lasted us exactly 3 races. So there we go. So I should just cool. Let's say it's I don't know. Just so we don't have to divide it by 0, I'll just put 1 and 1. So it's going to cost you $1 for hardware, nuts and bolts. There we go. Axles. Those of you guys that are running those V8s, I mean, axles just go. We're racing at maximum RPM, and we're trying to go as long as possible. Let's say axles are 150 bucks, and I don't know, they last you 4 races. There you go. Driver's harness. I just had to get a new driver's harness, and you know how much that thing was? The thing was $300. I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, It was $325, and it's going to last 5 years. Let's say we get 4 races done every year. So 4 times 5 is 20. Boom. Still an expense. Got to add it up. Water pump, $80. Lasts you 6 races. Battery, hopefully it's going to last you a while. Let's say 12 races. No, it's $12. Whoops. Batteries aren't cheap anymore, are they? Let's say $180. I don't know. Let's say it lasts you, I don't know, bunch of races. Maybe that's too much. I don't know. Or is that the alternator? Whoops. Battery's down here. I guess I got 36 races for the battery. Cost you $5. Alternator, let's say you don't want to get one from a junkyard. Or let's say you do. I don't know. You run your team how you want to. And 10 races. Clutch and master, hydraulics do go, I guess. Let's just say $100, $100. Oops. Awesome at the keyboard. $100. Air filter. Man, I don't know. Go cheap on air filter. $20. Last you, I don't know, 10 races, $2. Hey, it's something. Everything adds up. Bushings, sooner or later you're going to go. Maybe you're going to get cheaty bushings. Maybe you're going to get aluminum bushings. I don't know. Let's just put, that's a little bit much. Let's keep it lemonsy. No, you guys are going to be cheap. Fuel pump, that's something that was probably going to go for sure. Let's say you want to get a new fuel pump every time. I don't know, get a little Walboro in there. And it's going to only last you 8 races because most of them are fakes. Front O2 sensor, rear O2 sensor, I don't know. You're not going to get used O2 sensors, are you? Maybe you will because you're that awesome. Maybe you won't. I don't know. Starter, Amazon, $80. There we go. Let's hope it runs 12 races. So you're going to look at this and be like, $13, $5. I'm not going to bother people with a hassle like that. But if you go to your cost for next race, that's $624 it costs you per race to run. That's a little bit of money, right? So let's keep going. We're now on to the main page versus our cost per race. And please double check my math. I made this a long time ago, and I don't double check it all the time. So let's say you are running a team of 5 drivers. And let's say that fuel costs right now are $3.50 a gallon. If you're not getting at the track, if you're getting at the track, okay, let's make it $4, right? $4. I'm just gonna figure that if you're towing a vehicle, you're getting gas outside, so $3.50. Let's say the race is 200 miles away. You gotta tow it there, right? You shouldn't have to incur all that cost. Let's say it's a Road Atlanta race, it's a 15-hour race. We are already at cost with driver at $124. And that is just on wear and tear. All right, but let's keep cooking, kids. What's race dues again? Let's just, I think it's like what, $14.50, I think. Boom, that's a big chunk of money. Transponder, what is it, $50? Camping fee, $50. Are you camping though? Let's say you are, just hypothetically. Are you running a 5-man team? We are, so there's an extra driver cost for that, isn't there? So that price is, I don't know, what is it, $50? I can't remember. And we got to put a 1 there because we have that fee. Let's say you want to rent a garage. Let's be reasonable because you're being cheap, right? Road Atlanta doesn't have a garage anyway, so let's keep it at 0. I think last time I spent on a garage was $220, but I'll leave it at 0 because we're not getting one. All right, U-Haul for the night. If you don't own a trailer, that's an expense. Let's say you're renting, I think it's what, $67? And it's a 3-day race because you got Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but you want to get up early for Friday, so you're going to rent it on Thursday. So that's 4 nights, right? $268. Adding up a little bit, isn't it? All right, so tow car gas. We are doing, what did I do? Tow miles is 200. And we are doing $350. That's not right. It's L9. That's why. Silly me. Sorry. Should have been more professional and had this already going. So at 200 miles, at 12 miles per gallon, it's going to take you 6.6 gallons at $3.50 a gallon. So it's going to cost, if you're 100 miles each direction, total, that's going to cost you $60 to tow it, plus your U-Haul. Miscellaneous, that's if you want to add a little bit more fluffer money. I took it out because I'm just trying to get my friends to race Road Atlanta, and I'm trying to make it more, there is going to be something. So if you want to add $100 right there and put a 1 there, it's up to you. I don't normally do that. All right, I run hand-cooked tires. They are freaking expensive. They're great though because they're made out of iron and they last a long time. So I think they are $200 and I think they're like $240 now. But they don't burn. I don't burn out of them every race. So I'm still messing with the consumables to figure out how much it's actually costing me. I originally thought they were only going to last a race. But it looks like they got a lot of meat on them, so I'm only going to charge the team for 2 per race. That way I can replace all 4 every other race. Adds up, $480. Tire mounting and disposal. What is it, $5 for each tire? Or is it $10? Probably $10 per tire. Hawk DTT 60s, front and rear pads, $330. I'm thinking they're going to last me 3 races, so $108. It's going to cost you per race. Brake fluid, probably going to get the fancy stuff. $25. Water wetter, not allowed. Fuel for your actual race, I calculate it at 10 gallons per hour, and it's a 15-hour race. So that is, I just put in $4. This is we're buying out the track, right? Boom, $600 for fuel. Now you can do this different, and you can just have your drivers fill up individually. That's fine. You can take that cost out. But this will give you a better picture for what they need to expect and how much they need to pay. Motor oil, using the fancy stuff or not? Or is that motor oil per race? I don't remember what I did here. I think that is motor oil per race. Trans oil, diff oil. I don't know. Let's just say that it's, what am I spending on oil? I think I'm spending, let's just say $80 for motor oil. Cost of 1. We burn, it's a rotary, we're gonna burn some. 2-stroke oil, that's gonna be $35. Or actually, I think it was like $55, but we're only using half of that thing. So $27, 1 quart per hour. You need to swap out you gotta consider your prep. So this is including your oil change right there. Let's make it 85, gotta get that filter in there, right? Transmission oil, what did I just spend on that red line? It's $65, but I only use 75% of it. So there you go. Cost, diff oil, need to get 1.5 quarts, so I gotta buy 2 quarts, and I think each quart is $15. So just put 15 times 2, you have a little left over, or you can do 1.75, I guess. Oh, you running Friday practice? That's $325. Now, keep in mind that price, this fuel estimate right here is only for racing. So if you're running Friday practice, I tell people that my price does not include fuel for Friday. It does cover the race, and it is an estimate, but they shouldn't have to dig in their pockets at all. Everything is included. But you can see how things add up really quickly, and now your running cost is $3,672 plus your car depreciation. So your total cost now is $4,297. If you want to just figure all of that out without your admission, it's $2,847. Cost per driver, including admission, is $859. But if you want to exclude admission, it's there. Down here, I actually have a breakdown of what you're paying for. So admission, transportation, camping, extra driver costs, you're paying $320 per driver. Transportation and garage is $65 per person. Consumables that you're paying for is $284 a person. Car wear and tear is $125 per person. That's not a bad price to put money into your piggy bank. It's pretty reasonable, considering that renting a car is how much? If you're to rent somebody's car. Obviously, they cover consumables and stuff like that, but if you damage it, you got to pay for it anyway, so I don't know if that logic works. Whatever. Friday's practice is broken down there. So really, $859 to race is what this make-believe car would cost with that distance You know, if you have a trailer, you're saving money, you know, zero. It doesn't seem like much but you know, it all adds up. So all of a sudden you've just cut some serious cash out of there. You know, not renting a garage, well, we didn't do that anyway. You know, if let's say you're only running 4 people, boom, and you only don't have an extra driver. It's pretty easy to manipulate the form, and it works pretty well for me. Costs went up, but now you're getting more drive time, you know, 20% more drive time, which is pretty great. Honestly, I want to run teams of 3, but you know, it just kind of gets expensive. But this is our home race, and I want all my friends to be in there. So I hope this helps you guys. If you see something, obviously if you see something, my math is wrong, holler. I'll edit it for you guys. I'll leave this blank, or it might have all this garbage on there. You can edit it the way you want. I'll leave this blank with a link in my Google Docs so that you guys can download this. If you want anything added that you think will help other people, not just you, put it in the comments. I'll add it there. You know, the more this helps people, the better. I remember our first race when Joey was running it. You know, he only charged us like $600 a person. I think he lost his ass off of that. And then when I started doing this and breaking it down, you know, it really gives you a much better, gives you better visibility on what's really going on, and you know, it shows you the big picture. I didn't come up with all of this. A couple other team captains did help me, and they use it on their Lemons team, and yeah, so you know, if you want to add in wheel alignment, stuff like that, there's other expenses you could add in there. I don't know how serious you are. If you're running a tiny Ford Festiva, all of this stuff can go down. Maybe you're running really cheap tires. We're running 265 18s. It's hard to get smaller wheels on our car. You know, you might be running, you know, 16s, and your tire cost is substantially less. Let's say your tires are like $125 a piece. You know, that very quickly starts lowering your cost again. Maybe you're running 6 people, you know, and where's that? Don't forget to add that extra driver charge. I don't remember how much it is. I don't think it's $50. It might be more than that. But, you know, if you're running 6 people, hey, it's only $633 to run. All right. You know, that's pretty good. You know, we're really starting to make things quite a bit cheaper. So, you know, there's a lot of options here. I saw one dude post looking for a ride, $300. I don't even know how people are doing that. That blows my mind, because you just look at your admissions alone, you know. Does that even cover it? What is 300 times 5 is 1,500, right? So yeah, I mean, that's literally just admissions. So if you're on a 5-man team, if you're spending $300, is everybody else paying for your tires and brakes and all that stuff, and your wear and tear? I mean, that's insane to me. Maybe people are looking for teams that are like 8 people. I don't know. But the more people on the team, exponentially, the bigger the chance that you're not going to race, and definitely way less drive time. So I don't know. I'm not trying to judge people. That just confuses me when I see people looking for like a $300 ride. Because the numbers just don't add up unless people are being very charitable and paying for your way on all of this other stuff and car depreciation. Because when everything's said and done and you get back and you realize that your transmission's chewed up, those people aren't going to want to hand over money. That's just human nature. You need to get your money first and take care of your car and your team. You know, people are very reluctant to hand over money after the fact or own up and pay for damages on top of that. And, you know, when the fun is over, nobody really wants to pay for it, you know. So anyways, I hope this helped. If you have anything to add, I would love to hear it below. If this helped you at all, please give it a thumbs up. And if you enjoy my content, subscribe always really helps as well. Our Atlanta race is coming up. If you are so inclined, we are doing it for St. Jude's Children's Hospital, and we do take pledges based on how many laps our POS car can make. People donate between 1 penny and 10 cents, 25 cents, whatever you want, whatever you can afford. You can just email me at atlriot2057@gmail.com. Link will be in the bottom, and you can just, you know, if you want to make it fun, just be like, I'll give you 25 cents per lap that you do, but every pit stop you do, I want to minus $5. You can set a stop limit on how much you donate. If you get up to 20 bucks, that's all I'm giving you. That's fine, or 10 bucks, or $5, or $1. If I get enough people donating, we can really generate some good revenue. It is the season for giving. It's the holidays. It's a good deal. You don't give me any money. I have a link for St. Jude's Children's Hospital. You can do one-time donations as well. If you're doing a pledge, I just save your email and I put it on a spreadsheet. And after that, I'll email you with the link and you just donate straight there. We can also prove how many laps we do from the scoreboard, because obviously the 24 Hours of Lemons videos don't accurately give us a lap count. 20 plus, my ass. Anyways, that being said, guys, I hope you have a great holiday. I hope to see some of you guys at Road Atlanta. I know people are always saying hello to me, and I'm always stressed out and trying to keep the car running, and I always wish I had got all of your names and phone numbers, or at least added you guys on Facebook or something, because there's so many nice people that I always meet. So I'm sorry if I don't give you enough attention. Hopefully I'll have enough people to run this team this time where I can run around with my camera, talk to people, take photos, and all that stuff. Anyway, guys, I'm out. Have a good one.
You know that. Look good. You do.
Audio Jungle.